Wuhan virus cases are rising in China too. New cases have been detected in 3 cities in the last few days. In Shanghai, 500 flights have been cancelled and schools have been shut. It is a taxing time for the people. And it doesn't help that their burdens may be set to grow. The Communist Party of China is mulling a new policy, a new tax to finance what Xi Jinping calls his common prosperity drive. They're calling it a data tax. A tax meant for China's digital economy. The concept is unheard of. It's also a bit murky. So what does a data tax really mean? A data tax basically implies that profits earned through data must be returned to the society, to the individuals who produce this data, and not just specific stakeholders. I know it sounds a bit confusing. Let me try to simplify it further. Tech giants possess a lot of information about their customers, people like you and me. A lot of personal data, which they gather through their services. Now, they use this data to expand their services. They also sell this data to earn profits. We all know this. What sort of data are we talking about here? Well, everything you do online, from your personal information to your precise location, from your browsing history to your online preferences, all of it, if it is data, there is a good chance that tech giants are collecting it and in most cases also selling it. They're making money off you. Especially in China, data collection is the name of the game. It is, after all, a surveillance state. Privacy is a myth in this country. The state and its tech giants know almost everything about the average Chinese citizen. What Beijing wants to do now, or is believed to want to do now, is tax tech giants for knowing so much. Make them pay for the information they gather, share the profits they earn through such data. The concept, in all fairness, is interesting. It is also dangerous, given that it's China we're talking about here. How did it start? With a speech by a renowned Chinese economist, also a former CCP official. His name is Huang Qifan. Last month, Huang attended the Shanghai Forum, and he broached the idea of a data tax. He said that tech giants should pay this tax. If they traded the data of any of their users, they should pay a tax on it. Allow me to quote his exact words. This is what he said. Data has the characteristic of a public good. Its jurisdiction and transaction rights should belong to the state, while all data activities should follow national data security regulations. Platforms that own a large amount of personal data should return 20 to 30% of the revenue they obtain from data transactions to the data producers. Now, he said this on the 24th of October. The very next day, on the 25th, shares of internet giants like Alibaba and Tencent began to slump. They nosedived for 3 straight days. And since then, commentators in the Communist Party and within the Chinese state media have been speculating if Beijing will consider imposing a data tax. Essentially, they've been promoting the concept. They say that this could be used to push antitrust measures to stop online firms from dominating big data markets. Now consider this. In July 2020, China's cybersecurity watchdog launched a probe against Didi. It is China's homegrown ride-hailing app, like an Uber or Ola. So why did the government crack down on Didi? Because the company went public at the New York Stock Exchange. It raised $4.4 billion in its initial public offering or IPO. China did not like it. It feared that Didi would share information with America, so it went after the company. Then in November 2020, China went after the Ant Group. That's Jack Ma's company. Beijing halted its IPO plan in the United States, and this IPO could have been the world's biggest ever. China scotched it. Its motives were the same. It worried that the company's big data resources would be shared with American regulators. And now China is talking about a data tax. This is very much in line with China's moves of late. With a tax like this, Beijing plans to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. One, it can enhance its data monitoring skills, force tech companies to share the information they possess. In fact, they already have a law in place for this. Now, with this new step, they could enforce it further. And the second gain they stand to make is money. China can earn money by taxing tech giants for how they use that information. Reports say China is already planning to set up a center from where it will manage local data activities, also help all Chinese cities monitor what data is shared online. What kind of data? It's going to be a massive project of data fusion. It could merge all data streams that flow on the Chinese internet. Suffice to say, the Chinese regime's control over the internet is entering a bigger and more sinister stage. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.